Chosen one, take a breath, because today is not an ordinary day. December 2nd is a threshold, a cosmic line drawn by unseen hands, a moment when the universe leans in close enough for your soul to feel its breath against your destiny. Before this day, you carried weights you believed were normal, burdens you mistook for personality traits, emotional shadows you assumed were permanent. But the universe has stepped into your timeline with a declaration that echoes through every dimension of your being. Your story is shifting now. Before we go deeper into this awakening, make sure you like this video, comment, "I am ready," and subscribe, because what is unfolding in this message is not entertainment. It is initiation. The energy of this day feels like a whisper lodged behind your heartbeat, like an ancient knowing rising through your chest, like a cosmic memory surfacing just long enough for you to understand that something larger than you is moving on your behalf. December 2nd activates a God miracle karmic release, a divine intervention designed to free you from emotional cords and ancestral imprints that no earthly circumstance could break. Venus in Sagittarius, the planet of truth, liberation, fireborn expansion, moves through your life today with a blazing torch, burning through chains you didn't even realize were wrapped around your spirit. These chains came from heartbreak, from old betrayals, from inherited fears, from past life wounds, from karmic debris buried so deeply that you only felt their weight, not their presence. But today, the universe calls you forward with undeniable clarity. Chosen one, your clearing begins now. You have carried a weight that did not belong solely to you. Some of it originated in your childhood, shaped by the expectations and emotional imprints of those who raised you. Some of it came from past versions of yourself, versions who were doing the best they could with the little they had. Some came from lifetimes before this one, where agreements were made and sacrifices were given that followed your soul into the present. And some of it, perhaps the heaviest part, came simply because you were chosen. Chosen ones walk through life with invisible burdens, emotional battles that the world never sees, spiritual heaviness that cannot be explained yet is always felt. Your exhaustion lately has not been ordinary fatigue. It has been karmic exhaustion, the kind that comes when a soul is nearing the end of a long, difficult cycle. But today marks the breaking point. Today marks the unraveling. The tension, the emotional weight, the strange heaviness that has lingered around your heart. Those were not signs of weakness. They were signs of completion. They were signs that the karmic web was loosening, preparing you for the divine moment when it would finally release. Venus in Sagittarius does not tiptoe through healing. It burns through the illusions, cuts through generational knots, exposes the emotional patterns you normalized, and dissolves the guilt, shame, and responsibility you were never meant to carry. You are being unburdened, not through destruction, but through purification. The universe is stripping away what is no longer aligned with the life that is waiting for you. Today marks the point of karmic override, the moment when divine force intervenes to override the emotional residue, spiritual blockages, and energetic attachments you have been carrying across lifetimes. This override does not happen randomly. It is activated only when a soul reaches a specific vibrational threshold, one that you have quietly, steadily, painfully reached through every moment of growth, breakdown, surrender, and awakening you have lived through in recent years. Most souls spend lifetimes without closing even a single karmic cycle. Yet here you are at the end of several simultaneously. This is why your life has not followed typical patterns. It is why you have felt out of place, why your relationships have shifted abruptly, why your desires have changed without warning, why situations dissolved for no apparent reason. You are not losing your way. You are completing your karmic assignments. December 2nd is not the beginning of your transformation. It is the culmination. Venus in Sagittarius does not allow false narratives to survive. It demands truth, not the truth shaped by fear or societal pressure, but the truth your soul agreed to before entering this lifetime. You are stepping across a boundary today, moving from who you were into who you were destined to become, not because you forced it, not because you earned it, but because the universe has decided it is time. And when the universe declares it is time, nothing can stand in the way. If you look back honestly, you will realize you felt this shift approaching long before today arrived. The restlessness, the emotional fluctuations, the strange waves of clarity, the heightened intuition, the dreams that felt like messages, the synchronicities appearing more frequently, the sense that life was rearranging itself around you. None of that was coincidence. Those were not random spiritual symptoms. They were signals. Before a karmic release of this magnitude unfolds, the universe always prepares your spirit. You are receiving spiritual alerts, energetic warnings, cosmic nudges guiding you toward this moment. The disconnection you felt from old environments, the fading resonance with certain people, the sudden need for solitude, the way your intuition began to overpower your doubts. These were signs that your soul was already shifting vibrationally. You were detaching before you even realized it. December 2nd did not create the transformation. It simply revealed the transformation that had already begun internally. Today is the day when your inner changes become external reality. It is the moment when the invisible becomes visible, when the work you've done spiritually begins to manifest in your physical life. The realization that you are no longer who you used to be is the beginning of your liberation. The universe is about to show you what life feels like without the heaviness you unconsciously adapted to. You assumed it was normal to feel drained. You believed the weight on your chest was part of adulthood. You accepted emotional pain as part of your identity. But Venus in Sagittarius brings a different type of healing, the kind that feels like a miracle because it does not require struggle. This is divine unburdening. The miracle here is not that your wounds magically disappear. The miracle is that they lose their power over you. Suddenly you feel lighter and cannot explain why. You wake up with inner clarity that feels like it came from nowhere. You stop absorbing energies that do not belong to you. You begin to protect your heart without feeling guilty. You start noticing that your emotions respond differently, that old triggers lose their grip, that past hurts no longer dictate your future. The shift is subtle, yet undeniable. Something inside you is loosening, softening, releasing. That loosening is the voice of God moving through your life, turning wounds into wisdom and pain into permission to rise. For months, maybe even years, you have been caught between two timelines. The version of you who is ready to ascend and the version of you who is afraid to let go. This internal battle has created emotional friction, spiritual fatigue, and deep confusion. But today, December 2nd, the old timeline reaches its final moment. It snaps not violently, but peacefully. Something inside you releases its final breath, and the karmic loop tied to that old version of yourself dissolves. The emotional tether that kept pulling you backward lets go. You step onto the higher path that was always meant for you. This is why your recent experiences felt heavy. This is why certain connections felt unstable. This is why you felt overwhelmed, even in stillness. You were standing at the breaking point of an outdated karmic narrative. Venus in Sagittarius cuts ties with the past in a way that feels gentle yet undeniable. The old timeline can no longer hold you, and the new timeline cannot begin until the old one lets go. Today is the day of letting go. Today is the day of release. Today is the day your spirit steps into alignment with the next chapter of your destiny. There is a moment in the life of every chosen one when emotional rebirth begins not through chaos or dramatic awakening, but through a quiet tremor inside the soul. It does not announce itself loudly, nor does it demand your attention in a forceful way. Instead, it rises slowly from beneath the layers of your spirit, like a dawn that was waiting for permission to break. If you tune into yourself closely, you can feel it now, a subtle softening in your chest, a warmth that seems to move in slow waves across your heart, a stretching sensation deep within your emotional body, as if parts of you that were once tense are now unclenching. This shift is the first sign that the karmic release triggered today is already working its way through your energetic field. Something within you is changing at a fundamental level. You may notice that memories which once pierced your chest now feel distant, as though they belong to a chapter you have finished reading. You might realize that emotions that once spiraled into overwhelm now dissolve before they reach your throat. Conversations that would have drained you before may now feel irrelevant, and situations that once destabilized your peace now fail to shake your foundation. This is because the emotional self you operated from was shaped by unhealed wounds, and as those wounds lose their charge, your responses transform. You begin reacting from clarity rather than pain, from wisdom rather than fear, from truth rather than old programming. Venus in Sagittarius fuels this transformation with a fire that does not burn you, but burns away your emotional illusions. It gives you courage to say what you avoided, to feel what you suppressed, to let go of what you clung to, and to step into the emotional identity that aligns with your highest self. This courage does not roar. It emerges quietly, like a strength you forgot you had. You may feel a growing desire to protect your peace, not because you are fragile, but because you finally understand its value. You may feel your intuition sharpening, guiding you with a confidence that pulls you away from self-doubt and back toward your inner compass. This is not just an emotional shift, it is a rebirth of your entire internal landscape. You are rediscovering parts of yourself that were buried beneath grief, trauma, and expectations. You are reclaiming pieces of your emotional power that were scattered across experiences you have now spiritually outgrown. Emotional rebirth often begins quietly because it is sacred. It begins subtly because it is delicate. It begins gently because it is profound. And though its beginning is soft, its impact will rearrange the course of your entire life. You are no longer living from your wounds. You are living from your awakening. And that changes everything. There comes a moment when destiny stops orbiting around your life and steps directly into your timeline, making itself impossible to ignore. That moment begins today. December 2nd is not an arbitrary date. It is a vibrational landmark, a point of alignment your soul has been moving toward for months. While you were navigating uncertainty, doubting your strength, questioning your path, the universe was aligning people, opportunities, events, and outcomes in the background, waiting for you to reach the frequency that could activate them. You may not see the full picture yet, but your spirit feels the movement. There is a subtle acceleration occurring beneath the surface, a shift in the energetic currents surrounding you. It is the feeling of destiny drawing close enough for you to sense its presence before it becomes visible. You will soon notice that situations that seem stuck begin to open effortlessly. Doors you thought were permanently closed will shift as though they were waiting for this exact moment. Delays that once frustrated you will suddenly make sense as you realize they were not setbacks, but divine timing protecting you from entering spaces before you were fully prepared. People who drifted away may return with clearer intentions, or new individuals may appear who feel strangely familiar, as if they were written into your story long before you met them. This is how destiny moves, quietly, efficiently, and with precision that defies logic. Divine timing is not random. It is a cosmic orchestration, aligning your external life with the internal transformation that has reached maturity. The karmic weight that once blocked your blessings has been dissolving behind the scenes, and now that your frequency has shifted, the flow of your path is beginning to repair itself. Life will no longer feel like you are pushing against invisible walls. You will feel the ease returning. You will feel the support of the universe strengthening. You will feel synchronicities guiding you forward like breadcrumbs toward your expanded reality. Venus in Sagittarius widens both your spiritual and emotional horizons, not by giving you every answer at once, but by opening your awareness to the deeper truth. You are meant for more than the version of life you settled for. This realization doesn't arrive as pressure, it arrives as clarity. You suddenly understand why certain chapters closed, why certain people left, why certain opportunities didn't work out. They were not losses, they were redirections. They were the universe protecting you from timelines that were too small for your spirit. You may feel a quiet thrill rising within you, as if something extraordinary is waiting just beyond your current reality. That feeling is not imagination, it is recognition. It is your soul sensing alignment before your eyes can see the manifestation. Destiny is no longer behind you or ahead of you, it is beside you, matching your every step. Divine timing no longer delays your blessings, it delivers them. Today marks the beginning of your synchronization with the life you were always meant to live. Destiny is not approaching, destiny is here. Every soul comes into this world with contracts, energetic agreements made before birth that shape who enters your life, how long they stay, what role they play, and what lessons they bring. These contracts are not written in ink, but in energy, shifting as you grow, evolving as you awaken, and rewriting themselves whenever you reach a significant turning point. Today is one of those turning points. With the karmic release activated, your soul contracts are undergoing a restructuring that will completely alter the flow of your relationships, your support system, and your alignment with others. You may have already sensed some of this. People who once felt integral to your life have begun to fade in importance. Conversations that once mattered now feel hollow. Energetic cords that kept you tied to old relationships have weakened. Even memories tied to certain individuals are losing their emotional charge. This is not detachment born of bitterness. It is detachment born of evolution. You are no longer resonating with the emotional frequency that old relationships were built on. And when resonance breaks, contracts dissolve. The universe is removing from your path anyone who cannot walk with the version of you that is emerging. At the same time, new soul contracts are activating. These are the people who will contribute to your expansion, support your awakening, and align with your higher timeline. They may not appear all at once, but their paths are already being rerouted toward you. Some will arrive as mentors, some as companions, some as catalysts who accelerate your growth, and some as mirrors who reflect back your true potential. These individuals are not accidental. They are part of the next chapter of your story, chosen by your soul long before you met them. Venus in Sagittarius ensures this process is guided by truth rather than attachment. It illuminates your relationships, revealing who nurtures your spirit and who drains your energy, who respects your evolution and who clings to your past self, who speaks to your wounds and who speaks to your destiny. You will begin to see people more clearly than ever before, not through the lens of emotion, but through the lens of alignment. And once you see this clearly, you cannot unsee it. Some relationships will end quietly, without drama, simply dissolving as if the cord holding them together has evaporated. Others will transform dramatically, deepening or shifting in ways you did not expect. And new connections will arrive with uncanny timing, fitting into your life with a naturalness that feels predestined. You will know these new soul contracts by the way your spirit responds to them, expanding, softening, awakening. They will feel like alignment, not effort. Your destiny requires specific alliances, and the universe is clearing the stage for them. Anyone who cannot support your next level will fall away. Anyone whose role in your story is complete will step back, and anyone whose vibration aligns with your emerging identity will be drawn toward you with magnetic force. This is the sacred reorganization of your soul circle. You are not losing people, you are gaining alignment. And your future is calling in the connections that match who you are becoming, not who you used to be. There comes a day in every chosen one's journey when the false self finally collapses, not because you force it to fall, but because it can no longer survive the frequency of who you are becoming. Today is that day. For years, you carried identities shaped by survival, molded by expectations, carved by trauma, and reinforced by the need to be accepted. You played roles you were never meant to play, wore masks that suffocated your spirit, and held on to versions of yourself that were built for worlds you've already outgrown. As the karmic debris falls away, your true identity rises, not the identity shaped by fear, but the one shaped by soul. The you beneath the conditioning, the you beneath the wounds, the you that remembers why you incarnated in this lifetime. Venus in Sagittarius pulls this truth out of hiding, revealing the parts of you that were too powerful, too radiant, too vast to fit into the limited spaces you once tried to squeeze into. For the first time, you may feel the shift in your posture, in your breath, in the way you take up space. You are no longer shrinking. You are no longer apologizing for existing. You are no longer negotiating your worth. This rising is quiet, but unmistakable. It's the moment when the universe whispers, "Be who you truly are," and you finally listen. You are stepping into a version of yourself that carries authority, clarity, and divine confidence. The world is about to meet the real you, unfiltered, unrestrained, and unbound by who you were forced to be. You are approaching a portal moment, a threshold where the past loses its grip entirely and the future begins to unfold with precision and purpose. For many weeks, life has felt unclear, uncertain, or suspended, as if you were walking through fog. That fog was not confusion, it was transition. It was the energetic recalibration that always precedes a divine opening. Today, the fog begins to lift. The path that once felt blocked now reveals its first glimmer of direction. You may not see the entire road yet, but you can feel the shift, the subtle excitement in your chest, the quiet knowing that something is about to move, the intuitive spark that tells you you're stepping into alignment. Destiny does not require you to know every detail. It only requires you to move when the energy clears, and it is clearing now. Venus in Sagittarius widens your spiritual horizon, not by giving you every answer, but by expanding your inner capacity to trust the journey. You will begin to feel drawn toward new choices, new ideas, new environments, new opportunities that resonate with your higher timeline. This portal does not open for everyone. It opens for those who have done the inner work, those who have endured the karmic cycles, those who have stayed faithful to their path even when everything seemed to fall apart. It opens for the ones who rise. And today, chosen one, it is opening for you. You are stepping into a new energetic landscape where your life begins to align with the frequency of your destiny. The path is no longer fog. It is portal. As this karmic release settles, as this divine reset integrates into your system, you will begin to notice signs appearing with uncanny accuracy. A song will play at the exact moment you think of something. A message will arrive seconds after your intuition speaks. Repeating numbers will appear with increasing frequency, not as random patterns, but as cosmic punctuation marks affirming the unfolding of your path. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations from the universe, aligning your external world with the internal shift that has just completed. December 2nd marks the beginning of a promise, one made by the divine long before you were born. The promise that your pain would not be wasted. The promise that your growth would be honored. The promise that your destiny would not abandon you, even in your darkest nights. You are never walking alone on this journey. You are being shaped, refined, strengthened, and prepared for a life bigger than the one you imagined for yourself. The chains that broke today were tying you to stories that were too small for your spirit. The release you feel is the unraveling of a long-awaited transformation. Venus in Sagittarius delivers not only liberation, but illumination. It reveals what was hidden. It aligns what was scattered. It restores what was lost. And it returns you to the path you were always meant to walk. Your spirit knew this day was coming. Now, your life will begin to reflect it. Chosen one, if you are still here, then you know in your heart that this message was meant for you. Not as entertainment, but as awakening. Not as words, but as destiny speaking through them. Today, December 2nd, marks the day when the karmic weight you carried silently, patiently, and courageously begins to fall away. You are stepping into a lighter reality, a freer existence, a clearer path. Your spirit is rising into its rightful form, and nothing can pull you back into the person you were before this moment. This is the beginning of your acceleration. This is the start of your liberation. This is the divine shift you have been waiting for. If this message resonated with your soul, make sure you like this video, comment, "I am ready for my God miracle release," and subscribe so you stay aligned with every transmission meant to guide you through the chapters ahead. You are chosen, you are awakening, you are seen, and your destiny is now in motion.